Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today's January 23rd, and right now we're looking at the infrared satellite imagery. Take a look at this. This system here, this is the one that's going to drop some energy down the coast here as we go through the weekend. Cutoff low will form over central and southern California. Thunderstorm potential, precipitation chances increasing. The amounts are also increasing. We'll take a detailed look at that, and we'll take a look at what's going on right now. We've got additional fires going on, strong offshore winds, very dry conditions with the Santa Ana winds going on it through today and then wrapping up as we go through tomorrow. So there is an end in sight here. So hold on for a couple more days, and then we'll start to bring some precipitation down here across the region. We'll take a look at the extended forecast as always as we go through the video this morning. Taking a look at the high wind warning, red flag warnings. Again, offshore wind component, very strong across the higher train, very dry conditions. And also tying and breaking some new record highs. Look at Santa Ana, 83 degrees. Newport Beach shattered their old record there, 82 degrees and 75 set back in 2020. You see the period of record there. You see Vista hitting 86 degrees as well. So, yeah, a nice warm conditions for some of the areas down there across San Diego National Weather Service. Now, taking a look at this dangerous fire weather conditions, much of Southwest California through Friday. Again, very low relative humidities and dangerous gusts out there. And you saw just how explosive the Hughes fire grew yesterday. Just went to a raging monster and engulfed huge areas. You cannot understate just how fast these fires can spread, and there's so many people down there ready to help, and it just did not matter. So you have to really take these seriously if one of these fires breaks out in and around you. And Los Angeles National Weather Service also talking about the precipitation. Look at some of these amounts here. Best estimate right now. Look at Los Angeles, 0.8 of an inch. Very good. Long Beach, 0.88 of an inch there. Redondo, 0.73, and higher amounts across the higher train. Even Santa Barbara getting on the action as well. San Luis Obispo getting 0.15 inches of rain. So we will definitely take it. There could be a couple thunderstorms as well. So some of this might fall a little bit too fast and furious for some of the burn areas out there. But, you got to take what Mother Nature hands out. So hopefully this can just wet things up and, maybe it'll be nice and spread out over the period of a few days here. So it could bring some debris flows like they mentioned there. And this is a chance for snowfall. Check it out. Wrightwood, 4 inches. Some of the higher terrain just outside of Los Angeles getting a little bit of snow there as well. And maybe a little bit of snow there for the I-5 pass there also. So, yeah. A definite nice shake up here coming as we go through this weekend with this upper level carving out over Southern California. But again, first things first, very low relative humidities across much of Southern California, single digits, low single digits in many locations. So looking at Hanford also, I do want to point out for some of the Sierra Nevada, you're getting that snowfall chance here coming up here. Look at this. This is probability of 2 inches or more of snow, 24 hours ending Monday, January 4 a.m. So we're also looking at some gusty winds across the Sierra Nevada, some of the coastal range, and out across the desert areas as well. This is chance of 40-mile-per-hour gusts or more. You see Jawbone at 84% there, California City at 67%. Now, we've also got some strong winds coming here for portions of Northern California out of the north and the northeast. Moderate, watch out if you're driving high profile vehicles there, some of the crosswinds across some of the interstates and some of the highways. And you can see the Sierra Nevada getting pretty windy here, some of the Sacramento Valley also. This is Saturday, the 25th through Sunday, January 26th. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, check this one out. I highly recommend it. Great smartphone app. Stores all the data for you in the cloud. Lightning detection system, ultrasonic anemometer, all solar powered. And you can see all these stations around Lake Tahoe. You can even look out across some of the remote areas of Nevada. There's still a few of these stations out there as well. I like clicking on them and seeing what kind of weather they've been experiencing out there at times. And you see the Las Vegas Metro is right there. So taking a wider look at things, this is relative humidity. And you just see the bone dry conditions with the offshore winds flowing back out across the Pacific Ocean. And that's going to continue again through the day today. Very dry conditions. As low relative humidities will be with us as we go through much of the day on Friday also. You can really see how dry it is. But as we go through Friday night, we start to finally flip the switch. Saturday morning showing here, and then you can kind of see the relative humidities during the day Saturday start to really ramp up as this low takes shape over the state of California, and you can really see the pattern change coming there. Finally bringing some more moist air back over much of the state of California. So hopefully we are done with those offshore winds, at least for the time being. As you see me scrolling out to 150 hours, that dry air stays where it's supposed to be out over the desert areas. And yeah, so we're not looking at any major offshore wind event as we go 10 days out into the future. We'll continue to watch that and monitor it though as we go. Now, if we take a look at the European 12Z run, White Islands bottom left, you can see the Kona low they've been dealing with out there. This low, there it goes, cuts off over California, and you can see it kicking precipitation even towards the Bay Area, maybe Sacramento, Sierra Nevada, getting some nice snowfall out of this. Sitting and spinning here across much of Southern California. And again, there could be thunderstorm potential, maybe a 1, 2, 3 rounds of rainfall rolling through here as a slow moving low continues to track off to the east by the time we go towards Wednesday morning. And then we might start to get some frontal systems rolling in here as we go through the end of next week. No promises on that just yet, but it looks like a pretty big pattern change coming for some of the west coast of North America. We'll continue to monitor that also. Now, taking a look at the North American model. So this is higher resolution. I do want to show you that the winds, again, raging today. I'm going to kind of give you some timing on some of this as we go through tonight. Still, the Santa Ana winds will be blowing for those favored locations. We go through Friday, and then you notice the wind kind of really shuts down, and we start to turn it back onshore as we go through Friday afternoon. And then you can see the northerlies flowing down across the Sacramento Valley, northeast winds across the Sierra Nevada. You can see Nevada's going to be gusty out of the north. And look at this wind switch here. It starts to become more southerly across Southern California as we start to moisten things up, and that system starts to take shape over much of the state. Now, take a look at this. So we're going to go ahead and scroll through this. How many frames do I have here? Let me go ahead and make sure we are doing the right thing. Okay, so if I put this into motion, watch the fire explode yesterday there, the Hughes fire. You can see it right here. There's Los Angeles Metro down here. There's the fire. Look at that monster just start to absolutely rage. Took barely no time at all, and then you can see it rage through the daylight hours, the smoke flowing out towards the islands there and over the Pacific Ocean, and then we go in the overnight hours and continue to see the fire burning after the sun sets. And you'll see something interesting across some of Baja there, just south of the California-Mexico border, fire raging, some across the peninsula there as well. So yeah, it could break out again here today, folks. So again, be very careful and don't try to stick around if you are in an area where one of these fires breaks out and becomes out of control. I don't see a lot of smoke there. It looks like it's flaring back up a little bit there as we go through the morning hours. They're just, again, north of the Los Angeles metro area, the Hughes fire. And same thing here. I was going to show you that here, a little bit closer view of things you can see in the overnight morning hours here across the peninsula areas. You can also see where the Palisades fire was. I believe the Eaton fire was right there, and there was the Hughes fire, if I'm not mistaken. And again, the Hughes fire is about, 14% contained right now. 28 total fatalities, over 50,000 acres have burned so far, and there's the Palisades and the Eaton fire right about there. So there is the fire danger again here today. If I toggle this back and forth, you can see the low relative humidities are involved with that as well, and there are some warm temperatures that can help increase some of that fire danger out there. But yeah, elevated and critical for much of Southern California. Now, taking an upper level look at the atmosphere. This is at 10,000 feet. You see the colder air dropping down, and look at that cutoff low. Nicely carves out, very well placed for precipitation for Southern California. It's still kind of an inside slider here, but this is going to have enough moisture to work with and enough instability to bring a few thunderstorms here across the region. And then that finally kicks out as we go through the midweek period. You can also see it on the high-resolution model at 10,000 feet. This only goes out 60 hours, but right at the end of the run, you can really see it taking shape there. So we have good model agreement that this is coming up. And on the high-resolution model, you can really see that colder air aloft interacting with the terrain. I always like to watch that. Now, looking at the K-index, this kind of just gives you a general idea of what kind of instability we're dealing with. And you can see the low spinning here as we go on in through Sunday and Monday. Monday, probably the best chance of thunderstorm activity here right now across the Southland. And then again, maybe on Tuesday, we might kick off a few thunderstorms as low pinwheels across Arizona and out towards New Mexico and Colorado. I stopped this here on Monday afternoon. Look at this lightning flash density potential. We do have a couple rounds of thunderstorms potentially incoming there as well. Now, total precipitation. This is the European deterministic run. This is hot off the presses. Look at some of these amounts, healthy amounts there. So not too bad. Hopefully it doesn't come too fast and furious for some of the burn scar areas. But just be careful. If you do start to get some heavy rain and you hear thunder and lightning and whatnot, and you're around some of the burn scar areas, be prepared. There might get some debris flows out there and whatnot. But probably better than the flip side of keeping this fire danger going for any longer. Now, this is the chances of total precipitation equal to or greater than 1/2 inch. And you can see a wide swath here, all the way up towards the coastal range here and some of the Sierra Nevada. A little bit of an upgrade from yesterday evening's European model run. And this is on the low side now. This is the 10th percentile. So this is not bad. If this were to fall, this would still be beneficial. And this is on the very lowest end of estimates here on the European ensemble run. There's 50 members of that, and it averages out all the totals of those 50 ensemble members. If we take a look at the 50th percentile, you'll see how that precipitation amount jumps quite nicely. And look at on the high end, 90th percentile, pretty widespread and decent rainmaker there with a lot of places that would be getting up over 1 inch of precipitation under this scenario. If we take a look at the GFS, let's see what kind of agreement we have with that, just to kind of see how it's going. You can see the GFS spinning there over Central California. Pretty good agreement with the European. Couple rounds of precipitation before it finally starts to kick off to the east. And then those westerlies start to return a bit here. We get a frontal system coming through. The only thing is that some of these storms initially look like they're favoring southern or central and northern California, but this one, that's not bad. That would bring another round of rainfall to southern California, and then you can kind of see this Arctic air sagging south across British Columbia, and the westerlies trying to bring precipitation all the way down towards southern California through the extended forecast. So, we've got something to look forward to as we go on into the early portion of February. We'll see how these systems trend over the next few days, no doubt. 6 to 10 day, you can see below normal precipitation. This is right outside of when the system arrives here. So this is after that. So I wouldn't put too much stock in this really right now. And so that's not helping. But look at this, was updated actually today. We have introduced extreme drought here across a lot of Southern California, clipping the San Diego County or most of it, and it includes a lot of Los Angeles County here as well, and a little bit of Orange County there. So yeah, ramping up the drought values here. That's not good to see, but hopefully over the next couple of weeks, some of these systems continue to move in and we can kind of reduce that and maybe bring that back down sooner rather than later. But anyway, I'll get this video out here for you guys. What else? I had fun down there in Southern California the other day. Again, near Interstate 8, 103 mile per hour rotor wave, mountain wave activity coming off the higher terrain. Actually blew out the back window of the rental car with the small pebbles and dirt. That's how strong the wind was. But it was extremely interesting. We would go down towards 4 miles per hour, just extremely erratic gusts, the most erratic wind speeds I have ever seen outside of tornadic circulations in my storm chasing days across Tornado Alley. But yeah, it was really amazing. I mean, big wind direction reversals just purely out of the east and then out of the west, then out of the north, and then from the south in our location. We really timed it up quite nicely there on Sunrise Highway, just north of Interstate 8. And again, we had 81, we had 99, and 103 miles per hour with some major lulls in between. So it was quite the interesting night out there. I had fun storm chasing with that. But anyway, I'll get this video out now. Stop rambling, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.